Okay, welcome back. It's been a few weeks, I think, since I did an episode. Actually, it's been, I think, a week and a half. But I have been logging in religiously, like I suggest to everybody, every day to do my character, to do my stables. It's one of the things I do normally with new characters. I won't play them actually until I get their stables up to at least around about 40-50 horse speed, preferably 60. And so yeah, it's hard sometimes to create a character and then just wait for 2 months before you actually play them properly. But it is worth it in the long run, especially if you're playing other characters, because it can be a real frustration when you're running around trying to get things for your new characters on a really slow mount. It's one of the downfalls of unfortunately of ZeniMax and the game itself. I think a lot of people call for stables to be changed, but that's neither here nor there. We've got what we've got, and we have to work with it, and this is the way I work with it. I've logged in today already. As you can see, I logged about 2 hours ago. My stable's up to 16 now, which is, as I say, I wouldn't normally play a character that was this slow. But yeah, I also won't be waiting. Not that it makes any difference on my mount speed right now, because I do not have a mount. Nothing has changed from the last episode. Crazy load screen there. The only thing that will have changed is I've got some gear on myself. Obviously, we know about that from last episode, but like I've also got on me in different places. I've just got some research gear that I've gone out. You can actually go and find this, or you can ask people to make it for you, or you can go and buy it from traders. I'm lucky enough, obviously, to be able to make my own gear for research, so yeah, that's what I did. These things as well we pick up that aren't collected. I highly recommend just binding them, whether you sell them or not. Just bind them first, and that way it goes into your collection book, and yeah, you don't have to worry about whatever you do with them. If you, yeah. Okay. So we're at the point where I've done a few of the public dungeons. I'm just going to go around the zones and see which ones I've done. They'll usually be revealed, so that those knows I've done them. I'll go around in order. Okay, so I haven't done Stormhaven yet, so that's one I'm going to be looking to do. I haven't done Riven Spire yet. That's definitely one I'm going to be looking to do, and I haven't done Magarai. I want to finish off the little Daggerfall area here, so let's look to see if we can find somebody in Stormhaven, and carry on working on getting some of these skill points, which I think are so crucial. So let's have a look. So there's usually somebody in Stormhaven. There we go. Mainly because of the actually, I'm going to travel to the level 10. Mainly because of the fact we have the Undaunted pledges there and stuff like that, so that makes a big difference. It can be in a capital city. I'm going to apologise for the noise in the background, because that's my AC running, because UK is unseasonably, I say unseasonably, it's a season to be warm, but the UK is not normally this hot. So having to have a portable AC running, which is not the quietest. Also drinking my tea as well, because it still is the AM, and that's what British people do. We drink tea. It's one of the stereotypes that actually is ridiculously true. I keep trying to mount, it's just out of habit. So you'll hear that noise and see I don't have a mount. While I'm here as well, because I want to work on my Mages Guild, I'm not so worried about my Fighters Guild because it's over here, initiate. Because it's a magic character. I would sometimes work on it if I was going to use Trap, but Trap isn't something that I'm intending on using. So I'm going to pick up. Oh, and it's just happened to be Madness singular number, but I'll go and sort that out in a second. Yep, I'm picking up this, and so I can go out there and be leveling up. I also want to pick up my Undaunted, so I can be leveling up my Undaunted, because the Undaunted passives are famously difficult to level up, especially early game when you can't get like the Vet dungeon achievements. So I'm going to pick up my Undaunted daily as well, which you can see the blue. That one's usually a delve. The Mages Guild is usually, well, it's not to say usually, it is always a delve, and the Mages Guild is always a public dungeon. It's just a chest just to go fetch a rock kind of quest. The Undaunted is a little bit more work, because you have to actually get stuff. Oh, they're both in Glenumbra as well, which is kind of nice. So when I go back to Glenumbra in a little while, I can go and sort those out. A little bit of XP, and also, of course, oh, actually, did I enchant my gear? I think I did. Yeah, I did enchant on my gear. I went and bought enchants. Yeah, it's a little bit of, I say, XP, and that's going to help us level a little bit as well. I'm still not overly stretched for leveling, so I'm not pushing myself to get up levels. Level 10 is my next big milestone, mainly because that opens up Cyrodiil. That's not necessarily something we're going to be doing, but I do use Battlegrounds to actually at least one daily Battleground to get my my AP up and get my assault line up a little bit, just to get a couple of the skills from there that I might need. You also want continuous attack anyway to make sure that you get rapid maneuver at all times when you're on your mount. That's a big difference. The reason I'm coming up here, by the way, is because there's a Sky Shard. It's more out of habit than intention. You can see I do this a lot by the fact that I didn't even think about what I was doing there. I did grab a Wonderstone, didn't I? I think I did. Character. Oh yeah, I grabbed the Thief. I think I went to the Guild Hall. Didn't I, if I remember rightly in the last episode. Ooh. I'm sneaking past these. I just cannot be bothered to fight. It just takes too long on a low character anyway. Yes, it's nice XP. Yes, there's a chance of loot and stuff like that. And if you really wanted to take the time, then you could. Me personally, I'm just looking to get skill points. And those guys are not going to give me any skill points unless they actually level me. Which are skill points I'd get anyway for leveling, so there's no real bonus for me killing them. As I say, skill points are the real they're the real MVP really in this game. If you can get, the more you can get and the more passives you can get early on, the stronger you'll become. And you'll still see that when I do a couple of battlegrounds. Gear is one thing, but having skill points and being able to put those into passives is what really sets you apart from the crowd. Just early game. Later game, it doesn't make any difference because you'll have enough skill points anyway, probably from doing dungeons, etc. The reason I go to sneak, you'll see I'm faster in sneak because of that concealed weapon bonus. So it's not that there's anything around here that I'm scared of. Ooh, Thieves' Trove there that I cannot get yet. I will be looking to buy some of the DLC shortly, as I said previously. Thieves Guild's definitely, and the Dark Brotherhood are high up on the list, as is Orsinium, as is Somerset. Those are the big three. Greymore is a possibility right now because it's obviously just come out for release. And if you can find a crown seller with like 3,500 crowns to sell you without scamming you or ripping you off, then that's a good one. But yeah, 350,000 gold which is pretty much what the going rate is no laughing matter when you're playing early on. I may have to fund myself those things just for pure speed, but yeah, I know the reality of the grind for getting gold. I will be going into how to get gold and stuff a bit later on in episodes. But right now we're just focusing on character development. I think a lot of people rush out to try and get gold and stuff like thinking that's going to help. It really doesn't. It doesn't help that much at all. It's going to get you gear, but you can't even buy gear right now because, yeah, you're a lowbie. What would be the point? Other than for your sticker book. Okay, here we go. Just for discovering this place, a shadow cloak. Again, not worried about the quest. If you were a quester and you wanted to do the quest and you're a completionist, and this is your first character, then yeah. I personally am a bit of a completionist when it comes to my main character, and yeah, I'd be doing the quests. They are fun quests as well. I mean, take your time with these things, soak it in, especially if you're a Skyrim lover and or you're an RPG lover. Don't feel rushed to go through these things and just obliterate everything. I don't know what it is about people who have the fisher folk outfit on, that kind of one with the oriental kind of looking hat, the paddy field worker looking hat. They always have two-handers. They're always like, yeah, they're always like PvPers. I mean, look, two-hander. Yep, here's a stand blade as well. Not a surprise. It's like their thing. And they're nearly always cats. Which is bizarre, because it's extra crit. Yeah, sure it is. But like, yeah, PvP and all that. Weird. Anyway. There's a little side note, side observation. Grab the sky shard. Now we're going over to the group events, which I don't know why they're called group events, because they can easily be soloed even if you're not very good. Which is a good thing, because like, yeah, these are, you know, we don't want them to be too difficult, especially for early game players who are doing this kind of thing. It would be counterintuitive and counterproductive, I think, by ZeniMax to make these too difficult. There's the body popping there. This one's sometimes missed. If you walk straight through, you don't see him, or if you're sneaking through anything. But you have to kill all these. They all have to be killed. My wall's not exploding here, is it? So can't do much AoE damage here. And then keeping it down. They did introduce combat timers, which I like up, but not on a mag blade. The reason is until they do something about how dark those timers come up, when you get the spectral bow, you're not going to be able to see when your bow's procced. You're going to have to literally rely on the sound, which I think, yeah, isn't that great. Okay, so we're done there, which is awesome. I'm going to go here just in case anything else spawns. And now we're going to look for Riven Spire or Banker Eye. So it'd be also even better if, oh, there's somebody in Riven Spire. It'd be even better if somebody was in if somebody was actually in the public dungeons themselves, which I think is it Bone Snap Ruins? Can't remember what this one's called, so I always get them mixed up with this one. This one's Bone Snap Ruins. I was just in. It's Obsidian Scar, isn't it? Yeah. I'll take. Okay, where were you, Syndra? Oh, okay. Oh, we're not too bad. I can live with that. Let's just have a quick look, see if there's any Sky Shards or River Road. I think there's one near the Atronach, but I can't remember. I'm not going to risk that, because I think I almost certainly know there's one around these parts. See people come in here and killing skeevers and stuff and getting chests. There's a circle for a while for bots, but the trolls, I think, was too easily pulled. Which I think is something that Zos should be looking into, actually, is when we see high density bots in areas, put some beefy ads in there. Yeah, going to be difficult for a scamp to see down. Let's terrorise them a little bit, and let's not make the let's extend where the ads can run to. If we extend the distance they can travel, that's really going to put the pressure on the bots, because normally they try and outrun them. You know, that's what will happen. their macros will outrun them. I'm not a bot fan. Yeah, you probably guessed that. They are the scourge of the community. They do so much damage, and people don't even realise it. As well as like just clogging up servers. It's ridiculous. No wonder we have all this lag when we've got thousands of bots just all running macros, all pinging the servers at the same time, multiple times. There's another Sky Shard, I think, and Lawbook around here. Might have to kill a few wolves for this one then. Goes against my better nature. Even the dagger for wolf. Oh, actually, I should get that thingy as well first. I'm gonna get the way shrine. You'll hear me call it thingies a lot and stuff like that. My memory is shot from what it used to be. Simple words just drop out of my head. Okay, is the Sky Shard coming up? Oh no, wolves. Somebody's already killed them. Rip. Should really be heading for a nice chunk of skill points at this point. Another lore book. Yeah, you can see, obviously, I know where lore books are and stuff like that, so the simple ones like that I'm literally going to go and pick up. I'm also going to skip the public dungeon entrance just for a brief moment. For two reasons. There's a Sky Shard down here, that's my primary reason, but secondary reason, I want to see if there's any bots hanging about this area. This was a popular place for them, and it looks like not, because those skeevers are all intact. There's a couple of skeevers dead there though, so who knows? Let's have a look. Is that just a normal player? It looks that way. Wow. No bots in here. That could either be due to me being an instance, or maybe Zenimax are finally doing something about them, because I noticed at Bleak Rock they're not lasting as long as they were. I mean, sometimes they were lasting up to like 17, 18 days, which was so crazy. Now they're only lasting 1 or 2 days before they get purged, which is what needs to happen. Make the people who are making these bots work a little bit harder. You're making life way too easy for them. This is sounding like just an anti-bot podcast, isn't it, or something? I'll get off the topic now. I soapbox quite regularly. Okay, so we've got our Sky Shard. There's some more little lads here that we're just going to try and avoid. They can be a niggly and a pain in the backside. They'll just keep chasing you all the way up to the door. We should be clear now, so we'll sprint. Not worried about our stamina at this point, because it'll come back to us on the load screen. There we go. Obsidian Scar. This place is kind of nice as well if you're ever running a Sork or a pet build or anything like that, because you're getting neck pretence in Rivenspire. It's a decent set to have in your arsenal. Even as a mag blade, it's still a decent set to have in your arsenal, because like you never know when it's going to make a comeback, and your actual your shade that you can have when you have it out counts as a pet, and so it ups your magicka pool quite considerably. So yeah, decent set. And for that reason, I'm going to kill a couple of the bosses in here just to you'll notice sometimes I'm doing I do my conceal weapon as an ability, even though it's a spammable just like my Swallow Soul. but it can set them off balance. So, oh, I've got a lead. Isn't that typical? I actually didn't realise it dropped off these dudes. Now I know that. I've been farming Daedric incursions on my main account to get that purple lead to up my. I didn't mean to get these. Just have it. Yeah, I've been farming that lead from Daedric incursions just to help get my antiquities up on some of my alternate characters. Now I know it drops them in here off the bosses. That's quite a lot more desirable than trying to find Daedric incursions out in the world. Oh, I'm out of mag. A bit about that. Health pot. Occasionally those health pots come into use. Oh, my food just ran out as well. Joy. I didn't even spot my food. I'll tell him pick up the fish now as well. Also, being nerfed. That isn't the food of choice these days now. The blue food is obviously the buy-stat food is better now, but I'd still recommend double bloody Mara for the one with the health recovery on it as well, because you get the it lasts longer as well, and you don't have to, when it's purple food you don't have to keep thinking about it, because if you're anything like me, I'm dreadful for letting it run out, even though I can see it on my buff bar. If I didn't see it on my buff bar, I'd probably be even worse at it. There's the off balance and stun, see, so a bit more damage coming our way when we do that. That comes from the concealed weapon. It's got no heal attached to it, but it is a pretty nice skill to have if you've got it on your bar anyway. May as well utilise it. Okay, so we're done with Rimmer's Fire. Now we're looking for Bankerai. This could be a little trickier to get to. Not many people hang about in Bankerai, but having said that, there is a lead in Bankerai right now, which may help us a little. It's not looking good though. I'm just looking down the R's as well to see if anybody's in Bazak's wheel. All these pending invites, man. Crikey, mate. Nobody there. Okay. The alternative to get into Bankerai is to go to Stormhaven and walk across to Bankerai, which we're going to have no choice but to do, because I want to be able to say I've done Daggerfall. It's just a little OCD just for me to turn around and say, okay, let's do zone by zone and faction by faction. So you can. I sometimes will have a spreadsheet open, which is what I normally do, so it doesn't bother me popping from place to place and just ticking them off. But yeah, I don't have one right now, so for this character and this account. So as the game, you'll notice so many things in this game to collect, like when it comes to motifs, style pages, skill points from dungeons and public dungeons. There's so many public dungeons and delves and sky shards all over the place. While the game does keep track of some of these things for you, it's a little bit, it's not very user friendly to get to them all the time, and to keep having to look. So you don't want to have to keep coming to a zone and check your zone quests and see where your sky shards are. It doesn't have any numbers on them. You got to try and remember which ones of those you've got. So I just find that sometimes it's just a little bit more useful. Also, the public dungeon way to work out if you're doing a public dungeon or not is ridiculous. You have to go to achievements. You got out to dungeons, and then you got to come down to the public dungeons, and you're not just looking for a vanquish or anything like that. You're looking for group events done, so you can see which group events I've done. In fact, if you show earned, these are the only ones I've done so far. Okay. So, oh, I did East March. I didn't realise that. Oh, I went out of order, didn't I? Oh my gosh. And so, yeah, that can be a bit of a pain, having to keep finding those and finding whether you've done the group events. And so that for that reason, I like a spreadsheet. It's just so much easier when you've got it all in different tabs. Google Docs, Google Spreadsheets is free, so and you can keep it on your tablet or your laptop, keep it up in front of you. And if you're really lucky and you've got somebody like my wife who's very, very good at making spreadsheets and making them very, very accessible and interactive, so you can just hit a tick box and it will just tick it off for you, then even better. If I'm not very good with that kind of thing. I'm good at just ticking the boxes and doing the actual thing, but like, yeah, not creating them. Yeah, she's made some fantastic tools for ESO, sky shards, etc. as well. Even for fishing. Fishing achievements, it's just like trying to keep a track of which blue fish you have and which green fish you have in the zone. It could be a bit of a nightmare. And this is kind of end game stuff as well, fishing. I think a lot of people will just do it fairly early, unless you want to have a bit of a dabble at fishing and try and get the achievements, because there's some nice dyes to it. I mean, you get the all the faction colours, like the Dominion yellow and the Covenant blue, and the Heavenheart Pact it's actually not a very good red on the Heavenheart Pact, but the Dominion yellow is nice. Fishing is really nice to get those, but it's also good for getting your perfect row, for skinning those fish and getting that perfect row, and then getting XP pots, etc. It's very useful. So I mean, it might be something if you're sitting there just watching TV and you just want to take a quick break and do something that's a little less stressful. You just want to watch a show. You can just make sure your rumble's on, so you can feel when the fish bite. Fish a hole, you get 20 bites of something like that of the fish. I think it's 20 or 15 or 20, something like that. See, I'm just so lazy to get out of here. I'm going to grab this Scotch shot of it. The Scotch shot, the way shrine. But yeah, fishing it's just a good way to just a bit of downtime and stuff like that. But you don't really want to go after fish unless you're really into that kind of thing. I wouldn't personally go chasing fish until you start getting close to being completed with a zone. I once sat in England Umber, actually, in the foul water. I sat through half a football tournament trying to get one blue fish from the foul water. I think it was the blue one or the green one, I can't remember which one it was, but it was, it wasn't pleasant. I must have watched around about 12 hours of soccer games whilst fishing for the same fish. Yeah, it's grindy. It's a bit easier now though, which is why I say wait till end game. You've got the CP to back you up, which will help you get the fish and the fish food in combination now that they've got it so that they stack. So the food I'm currently using plus the passive from the CP tree that allows you to have more chance of catching a rare fish. So I highly recommend you wait until you've got those things. Oh, I didn't actually know this little book was here. Learn something new. When I've done this particular zone, sorry, this particular Bankerai one, what I'll do is, which I've got another walk in Bankerai as well, because it's the opposite side of where I'll head in, so that's going to be fun. But at least you get to see where some of the sky shards are. There actually is a sky shard up here as well. There's also an achievement up here, so I'm going to go and grab that quick achievement, I think. Is it this way? Yeah, it's back this way. I'm going to grab the quick achievement. I think this is where I normally pick that lore book up from, on the right hand side here. So, I know there's a different one. Okay. Okay, so sky shards up there. You'll see that there's a face there as well. with the nose. Jumping off that nose is an achievement. There is actually a small spot. I will try and spot it. This here, I think here. Where is it? It's even hard to find it when you're down here. Very, very small window of opportunity to not die. Let's see if I can find it. Come on, where are you? Wow, did they remove it? I swear. Oh no, there it is. There. That is it. Literally it. I mean, so I'm looking for that water hyacinth there. I'm aiming for here to not die. I'm going to leave the water hyacinth there and hope it's still there so I can see and sort of mark it. I've only done it, I think, one time where I've dropped off here, got the achievement and not died. You'll get the achievement anyway, but to survive is just like, you know, it's just a personal achievement. It's something, you know, that you can tell your friends about and they won't be impressed at all, but like, yeah. You can personally be impressed with yourself. I will be. You can see I did a bit of work there, a bit of scouting out. Hey, yeah, you're going to try and get the achievement as well. Okay, so we're looking for that little spot. Just oh! Am I going to make it? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I think I just landed in it. Very brief enough to survive. That's only the second time I've ever done that, and that was it. I didn't even mean to fall then. Oh my gosh, that was more luck than judgment, I think. No, let's just say it was judgment. It was more judgment than luck, of course it was. I checked it out, I scouted it out and everything. But yeah, there you go, nosediver achievement. You'll get the achievement if you die, so you don't have to worry about surviving. But you can tell all your friends, you saw the Daggerfall Wolf do this without dying. They'll be super unimpressed. Okay. Oh, level 7. I'm not going to fight that dude. World bosses. Renowned to be tough. I'm going to keep those potions as well. Those potions are going to come in very handy for battlegrounds. Oh, got another viewer. Welcome. Go back and review. You just missed me getting the nosediver achievement without dying. It was impressive. It was super impressive for me. Level 7 and head into Bankarai. As I say, this is going to be a bit of a walk, so you're going to have to put it with my boring chit chat for the entire time of it, which is unthrilling at best, and you know is narcoleptic at its worst. But just stay with me on this one. At least you'll get to see some sky shards, you know, which are fantastical things along the way. You'll get to see where the sky shards are, which is even more important. I'm probably going to mess this up straight away because I'm thinking there's a sky shard to the right here. Yeah, there is. I can see now. I was going to make my first error there. I was thinking, yeah, I don't even know where this sky shard is. I have to check on my skill points in a minute. Next time I get a full skill point, I'll check how many skill points I currently have. It's got to be looking good at this point. I mean, we're only level 7 and I reckon we've got a lot. We're already ahead of the crowd. Ahead of those riffraff who have very little skill points. I think there's a law book, if I'm not mistaken, in here. There it is, yeah. Before I got to, yeah, opposite the stables. I was about to say opposite the stables. Like I say, I'll go and do my my Undaunted and my Mage's Guild daily in a sec. Once I've got Bankerai out of the way, and that means I've got all the Covenant public dungeons. If you're wondering why I'm running, it's because I've got no mount, because I'm cheap. And I'm waiting for the free one. You don't become a multi-millionaire by spending frivolously for 42k on a mount. Yeah, look at that. How much money do I actually have now? 7,800. Multi-thousandaire. That's not even a thing, is it? There is a Sky Shard back that way, but I'm not going to get it this time. I'm just going to leave it because it's in the opposite direction to which way I want to go. I usually only grab Sky Shards that are in my general direction. For those that are interested, right behind here is the Vampire Shrine. I'm not even going to go near it because somebody will always bite me as I go near it. It's like whenever I'm after a bite, I won't get one. But if I don't want one, I'm trying to show somebody where the Vampire Shrine is, somebody will inevitably bite me. I'll be like, yeah, thanks for that. I didn't need it. Whilst being a vampire is cool, it's, for me, for what I'm trying to do, it's simply not viable. Don't forget, take everything out of a chest, even if you don't want it, even if it's rubbish. Yeah, because they won't respawn if you don't take it all. You just ruin the spawn point for somebody else, or even yourself, because you know, you potentially are stopping the spawning of another chest in the area. Because that's the way that they operate, the same as nodes. As you take all the nodes in an area, they'll all start to respawn much faster, and the same with chests. So it's really important. You don't, you're not doing yourself any favours, especially if you're hunting for chests, if you don't loot everything off the node in the chest. Sky Shard. I used to do that all the time when I was getting a Sky Shard, like the Sega, like Sky Shard. Don't know why. It's nerdy. It's pointless. It's irrelevant. But yeah, it's all the things that I am. Don't worry, I'm not trying to be emo or anything. I don't believe any of that. Otherwise I wouldn't be here on stream. I love myself. No, that's just too arrogant. No, I don't. I kind of like myself. I'm all right. I'm average. Oh, a node and a chest together. I just want the chest there. Living on the edge of these 9 lockpicks. Especially considering I'm way out of the range of my my Wi-Fi. Anything could happen. Lag spikes, freezes, all sorts of junk. I want that law book, so I'm just gonna sneak back here, grab it. Got the wrong thing. I'll run off. No, I don't want to fight you. No. You're okay, hags. And that's not me calling them hags because they're women or anything. That's because they actually are hags. Don't think I'm that kind of guy. There you go. Crypt Exiles unlocked. Another chest down here. Oh, it's an advanced one, but I want it. They've seen me. Yeah, I've lost a lockpick. Damn it! I shouldn't have even bothered. I don't know why you lose a lockpick as well. Oh no, I didn't. I thought I did. Oh, they must have changed that because you used to lose. If you got knocked off it, you'd lose the lockpick. Oh look, another lead. I am definitely going to have to get Greymore. All these leads, but I think one of the things is you're more likely to get the leads when you don't have Greymore. Also, one of the most frustrating things is some of these leads, particularly for the newer stuff or mythic items, will lead you into DLC areas, and especially with things like the kilt right now, which are so big. People don't think about this either. The kilt is you can only scry it um, from Blackwood. You can only get Blackwood if you buy it with cash. So therefore, and it's so popular, and it's because it's the meta now. It's pay to win. The game has become pay to win for that reason. Don't let anybody convince you otherwise that it's free to play or etc. like that. It's pay to win. You don't get it by SO Plus. You can't like earn it from endeavors or anything like that. Yeah, so and I think that's a sad state of affairs. For that reason, I would like to see the kilt nerfed. Even though I'm like one step away on my main account from getting it. I only need Ruins of Mazatan, and I'll get it, and I'll have it on, and I'll use it for the time it's thinking, because like you're literally putting no choice. You're like it's a drop of like 6-7k DPS, but like yeah. But nonetheless, still in non-agreement with it. It's pay to win. If I get distracted at all, it's because like I've got Sky Sports News on, and there is a major football tournament on right now. And so yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on that as well. If anybody is a sports fan, or anybody is a football fan, Harry Maguire, useless. People talk so big about him, I don't think he's all that. Tyrone Mings, I don't think he's any good. I don't know why they didn't play Connor Cody. I'm maybe a little bit biased as a Wolves fan, obviously being the Daggerfall Wolf, but like still. Always play the Wolf. If you've got a Wolf in your team, you play the Wolf. We'll get this eyeball down here for reasons. Just because. You never know. Those little glowy yellow lore books, they go into like once you get a completion on your Mage's Guild quest lines, they go into your eidetic memory. You'll get that once you visit Ivea and stuff, and I highly recommend doing those those as well, especially at least on one character. But they're really interesting. Is today Monday or Tuesday? It's Monday, isn't it? Okay, it's trader flip tomorrow. Just reminding myself that Brandy's going to put bids in. I forget every time. So our guild would have no trader if it wasn't for Brandy, because like yeah, I can never remember where we are right now. We're in Orsinium. I've still got a guild spot available. Okay. Not much further. You don't have to put my ramblings much further to until you start to see me do another group event. Did I grab a sky shot as well and never showed how many skill points I get? I think I did, didn't I? Maybe. We'll wait. Let's see. Another lore book. It's okay, Wolf. I'm not gonna bother you. That's it, you howl to the moon. Even though it's daylight. Oh. One more rank until I can put my exploding wall in and have some actual AoE damage. For getting rid of mobs. Can't know that because sometimes I can't remember if there's always multiple places for lore books, the blue lore books that do your Mages Guild, and so you kind of have to like yeah. Go check these places because sometimes they're linked. You'll get one from somewhere else and like yeah, you won't realise it. dude looked like he was struggling a bit. You could deal with these. There's a boss here. Yeah, the only reason I'm coming here and killing stuff here as well is there's a set in here called Spriggans in Bankeroy, so it's particularly useful for PvP, but only useful for stamina really, but still. It's nice to have it in your arsenal in case you have a stam character come through and or PvP or anything. Yeah, I'll get a different set instead. No worries. Still, that's not bad. Dropping a resto stuff. Dropping any kind of weapon from a boss is always good, because they're the hardest things to farm. Oh, chest. I don't know if they're going to see me or not, this mob. It's all trash. I'll take it all anyway. Because reasons. Don't want to be that person. There's another boss on the right hand side here. 20, yeah, let's kill. It's easier if I'd had my exploding wall here to get rid of these little dudes, but oh, look at how little magic I have. Let's put some heavy attacks in here. Another lead. Well, I'm telling you, you're more likely to get a lead when you don't have antiquities available to you. If there's a lead available, it drops almost the first thing you do. If you don't have the capability of actually following through with that lead, and I think it's ZeniMax's way of trying to force you into buying Greymore, and so that you can actually go and get the antiquities system. Which is clever. It is clever, but it's also something we can use in our favour. If there's something we want on our characters, so we're thinking, oh, you know what, I want to get Greymore because I want the antiquities. I'd highly recommend before you get it, go out. I mean, the leads do expire, so you have to be you have to plan it. Go out and get the leads that you want, and you know you'll be able to get, because you'll have access to the zones, and then buy Greymore, and you'll still have your leads. And yeah, joke's on you, ZeniMax, because now we don't have to farm for the leads. So for me, like for instance, I'm going to want probably the Pale Order, and I'm also going to want, so just for solo stuff mainly, and we can't use it in group anymore, but yeah, I'll want that, and I'll want the Ring of the Wild Hunt to make life a lot quicker for me. And so yeah, I could farm those leads before I go and get Greymore. And I'd say I think I'm more chance of dropping them. There's another boss here, but he's a bit of a pain. I just can't be bothered with him. Okay, let me have a look at skill points. So obviously I did miss because I've picked up 3 Sky Shards now. So where are we at skill point wise? We've got 8 skill points to spend. That's nice. Yeah, so we can put passives in, etc. if we wanted to. Don't have any passives right now to put in there. I do here though, so let's put that in. You definitely want your flame staff to do more damage. That's for sure. A light armor, yep, awesome, excellent. We'll take that as well. We can take the heavy armor because we do have some equipped. But let's have a look, see if there's anything else first we can put in. These two, the Persuasive Will and the Intimidating Presence, we are going to want eventually, but they're not an urgent one, so I'm just going to wait for a second. Yeah, let's go and put in those heavy armor ones. It's a small bonus, but it's a bonus nonetheless, and considering we're going to have all these skill points available to us, those little edges all the way that it's going to give us, especially when it comes to doing the battlegrounds, when we start to level up those and stuff. Okay, I'm actually going to travel to Glenumbra because I need to do this place here and I need to do this place here, so let's start with this. I'm sorry, I normally mute myself, but I didn't. Oh, I've run out of tea. Oh, shocking. Okay, so we've done all of Daggerfall now, and so I'll probably finish once I've done these quests and handed in, and then next time around we come in, I'll be looking to finish another faction. Hopefully we're getting closer and closer to that level, that level 10 marker, because that level 10 marker is when it's going to get a little bit more exciting. We're going to start to fight other players and do battlegrounds, and we're going to start to look to do dungeons as well, which is going to be fun. Because level 10 that opens up as well, so we can start to do random dailies, and yeah. And so it's definitely up until that level 10 point. We're just laying the foundation to get to that point, and to to be as successful as we can once we hit it. There's nothing worse than as a lowbie, just feeling as though you're not contributing, but it doesn't have to be the case. You absolutely can be strong. I've seen some terrible high CP players that we'll almost certainly be stronger than, because we've laid the foundation work. I mean, you'll see that in when we hit the battlegrounds. We'll be a level 10, and we'll be outplaying some of the lower players, or some of the higher players, should I say. Yeah, you'll see like level 20s and 30s in there, 40s possibly as well, that we'll be schooling a little bit. No, I'm not saying that we're going to be OP, because we won't be. I mean, there's a lot of good players out there, so every chance we're equally as much going to be hunted as being the hunters. Bizarrely as well, I'm not that great as a mag blade in PvP. I play a Stampler better, considering how much I play a mag blade, but I usually play a mag blade PvE anyway. Oh, got dreaded memories of this place. I spent like a few days in here on my main account, just trying to get the Pale Order ring for that as well, because I was like, you know what, there's so many antiquities that I haven't gotten. I actually quite like the look of the Pale Order as well, especially for doing arenas. But yeah, it's about its only use now though. It's nice though, especially on my Stampler. Will be turn my Stampler into like a Magpla. Japs be healing me. Okay, we'll kill this dude again, because like it's going to be quite hard to get that chest without him spotting us. You have to watch these snakes, because when they do that, they're basically trying to heal back, and if you let them, oh my gosh, that's a really good drop. The Bloodthorn Shield, that is one hell of a drop. A lot of tanks don't realise just how good the Bloodthorn set is. Yeah, look at that. I mean, you're dealing direct damage, you restore magic and stamina. I mean, you literally all you have to do is light attack and get that back, and you've got mag recovery coming out the wazoo. It's a great selfish set for tanks, and it's just one that tanks just overlook, but my gosh, is it OP. So that is a really nice drop. I could actually probably sell that and get a pretty penny for it. I'm not even sure I've got it on my main, so I'll have to check before I bind it, because cheekily I might have to send it to myself, but yeah, I mean I should have, but I was just thinking that I'm probably not going to have a tank on this. I may have a tank. I may create a tank. That's one thing I'm also thinking about right now. I'm also contemplating, whilst I only have one character, I am contemplating having putting a healer and a tank on my on this account, just so I can be leveling up, like I said before, like I can be leveling up my stables, and not having to think about those things. So when they get to the high levels, I'll have that ready and at hand. So it's highly likely when next time you might see me pop up, I'll have a tank and a healer just sitting there. My choices of tanks are going to be a little bit limited. I'm probably going to have to be an orc because I want to be daggerfall. But I don't have the any base, any alliance, so. Oh, what am I doing? I'm going back down to the same place like an idiot. But yeah, obviously my healer, be easy, just another Breton. I got my little dog looking at me right now, little Toffee. He knows that it's past time for his feed, and he is staring at me so hard. So yeah, I know I'm just going to do this off, okay? I'm just going to do this quest. Once I've done it and handed it in, your time to shine will come. Yeah, he's at his best when he's got his face in a food bowl. That's what he lives for. He's literally staring me down. Oh, now he's covered his eyes.
Yes, my vision dream speaks true. You are the one my mistress seeks.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Got that song in my head now. It's because of this the football being on. Okay. I have to quickly check my Discord as well. Make sure I'm getting no notifications for anything that I've missed. Highly likely. I'll probably come back in tomorrow and do all these things, and we need the sky shot, don't we? Oh, actually, I need to kill these dudes because they're the ones that drop the air beams. Yeah, I'll probably come back in tomorrow and do some more stuff, and it might be at that point, you spy that I've got a new tank and a new healer. Oh, that's a pain. I'm not going to be able to loot that guy unless I try and manipulate myself to there. Nope. Okay. Take the iron ore. Bum. Oh, that was nice. 3 items. 2 of them. Okay, I can afford to sneak a little bit here now. I'll come back and get these in there. I know there's quest parts there, you think I'm missing them out, but like, having 3 items and so much of the delve left. It's going to make this easy. Let's see, I only need 1 now. The actual boss themselves will drop it as well, so... blacksmithing. Another skill point. Not worried about these guys. I mean, I could just grab it here if I wanted to. Actually, we'll just grab it. Just, yeah. Finish up. Oh, there's 2 pieces there. Sky shot down here. In case you were wondering. You have to kill these harpies, unfortunately, because they'll knock you off the sky shard. They're idiots. I should have that you get knocked off the sky shard now. You guys don't know how good you have it. You can grab the sky shard and just it'll continue to leave you there, dying, but it'll leave you on the sky shard. They used to just knock you off. There was one particular sky shard in, I think it's in Rothgar, in the public dungeon there, and there's spiders all around it, and the spiders just keep spawning and spawning and spawning. It's like never-ending spiders, and like you could never get that sky shard. You actually had to go in a pair, so one would aggro all the spiders while the other one grabbed the sky shard. There was an end to the spiders eventually, but it was hard. It went on for ages. You'd be there for, I mean, I'd say hours, but it was minutes actually, but yeah. Exaggeration, hyperbole, you know, all that jazz. You get used to the fact that I exaggerate stuff. You already seen, like, you know, I think jumping off a a nose not dying is the biggest achievement in the game. Um, so we got ultimate abilities, awesome stuff. I'm actually going to put one in if that's what I think it is. In which case I'm not going to put it in because it's not what I think it is. So yeah, I could put in Consuming Darkness here, which should be Veil of Blades, which is it's nice. It's yeah, let's put it in just because it's going to help us level up. But like, because we got the skill point, but I mean it's a nice ability. Veil of Blades is, but like, it's not necessarily one that I'm going to run. Unless it's in specific circumstances, like I need to mitigate a lot of damage while still doing some damage. The tanks might use the ultimate, the alternative ultimate. But yeah, the one I really want is the assassination one, the harvest one, soul harvest or incapacitating strike. There's reasons for having either one of those ones. I'll probably go with incapacitating strike. Mainly because of the resources, especially early on, but also the stun as well kind of helps. It's nice to gain and generate ultimate, but yeah, I think it deals disease damage as well, which means it prevents some of the the healing as well, limit the healing of anybody afflicted by it. Things in. A lot of people doing these quests these days because the new companions that came out with Blackwood, yeah, it's giving you quite a bonus for your companions, for your rapport, and yeah, and leveling them up as well. But I'm literally doing it to level up my mate, not old school level up my Mages Guild, and level my Undaunted. I think I'll be honest. I think pre-level 10, I don't think you can actually level your Undaunted very much at all because, like, yeah, it's literally doing the public dungeon events. It's the only way you're going to be able to get those that Undaunted level without doing these. But it's a nice chunk here you get from them. There you go, 15. That's kind of nice. You can see it's pushed it up quite considerably. I will open these as well before I shut down for the day. Most of these items are going to be sellable. Nice that you get some potions. That's something early game we don't get a lot of. So, and everything is pretty much useless there. So I am going to repair my gear and sell all these things, and they've fixed the selling thing as well. So now we can sell stuff. This food useless. I actually have that researched already, so I'm going to sell that. I can get rid of that. It's worthless to me. I'm going to get rid of that and all these that I don't wanted, that were unwanted and unneeded. I'm still torn on that shield, so I'm going to check my main account first. And get rid of those now as well, because I've bound it already, so I'd safely get rid of it rather than having to wonder. I'm going to keep the thingy one. Okay, yeah, we're in decent shape. Level 8. Skills, got some skill points left still. Assassination's on its way up. Shadows, I've got no passives I can put in, I don't think, right now. No, we're looking in good shape. So we always want to have that excess skill point system where we've always got like more than we actually can spend. That way, if we unlock anything, we can instantly put them in. So rather than having to worry about them. I mean, Mage Light might be something I want to look at because I'm going to want to run Inner Light, but right now I don't have any space on the bar for it, so it's going to have to wait. But yeah, well, that's concludes episode 3. I'll probably be back, as I say, maybe tomorrow or the day after, just to do another zone. and hopefully push ourselves a little bit closer to that level 10, where it's going to get, as I say, a little bit more exciting. It'll probably, for doing another zone tomorrow, should push me to level 10, so I might have to craft some gear ready for some battlegrounds. But yep, but anyway, I'll catch you guys on the flip-flop, and laters taters.